Hi, my name is Yakuya. I have a background in computer science and a few years in the software industry, and today I'm going to share about how I design and implement the scenario 5, the unified document viewer of the main operator, and I will focus on the backend, the server side of that application. So first, I'm gonna go through the architectures. So you can see right here, I have a client browser which can be implemented using React Framework. It's gonna send sub request via HTTPS protocol, include a correlation ID. In production, we can set up the API gateway to handle authentication, relimit, and cost. Each request gonna include a VIN, filters, pagination, go to the aggregate service here, which is our main service. And I implemented it using Next.js framework. And it's gonna fan out parallel requests to external API, include sales mock API and a service mock API. Each external service API will return back a list of document URLs pointing to real document in the object store. And in the aggregate service, we will cite each document URLs to make sure only authorized user access the document via the object storage here. And also, I included a persistent database to store some data like search history, some caching configuration like visibility and split ratios. On the other hand, in the observability component, I use Grafana or Prometheus to collect the metrics to a time series database stored on disk and display in the Grafana dashboard right here. And also, I add the middleware login to log all the logs to files and store it in Elasticsearch and view in the Kibana dashboard. I will show the observability later. And also, each time the user make a request to search, we can publish events to the Kafka broker here. And we also have some background jobs to process the events. For example, like analytics service or uh, fraudulent. So this is the basic uh, data flow, and I'm gonna go through the API design. So you can see we have a get with a search the list of document here, return. So request gonna include the VIN, pagination, some data range, and source. We also return the list of documents. We return the source status and some warning. And also this is a payload to send to the downstream mock APIs, include a correlation ID for JSON. We also have a pagination, which is defined by a configuration and a day range filter. And I go to uh, also we have some table in persistent database. For example, like search history, we store some document caching for short-lived uh, to support repeat searches. And also we have a user document config. It's gonna store like visibility rule. So you so every time if when the documents is fetched from external API, we're gonna read the visibility rule to make sure only visible document is shown to a specific user. We also have a split ratio, which is used to define the preferred source of documents sent to specific user as well. And I have some observability, which is include some login about value, the partial success, and some metric to measure the performance and the success or failure rate right here. And So now I'm gonna start the service, which is our main service here. The second is Smoke API listening on port 3031. And then finally, I'm gonna run the element mock service. What is this third service in 3002 right here? Navigate to the postman. I'm gonna hit the send request. It's gonna return back the consolidated list of documents right here. So you can see. So at the bottom, you can see the source status right here include um, the status from the two external service. You can see the status is okay. I navigate back to the um, terminal and I will shut down our service. Return back to the postman. I hit send. You can see the service system it returned the status error, but the request still return the documents from the sales systems API uh, and also include warnings for user and navigate to the some observability. Click on metric. So you can see it's gonna collect and so on the metrics from uh, our system. So you can see the downstream arrow. Um, you can see filter by source, which arrow from which source. Um, for example, like source service is gonna fail sometime here. And also I can sort log in the key dashboard as well by, for example, some bin, or I can sort by the endpoint here, get document. So it's gonna store all the logs here. Mm, so about how I use AI to design and build this service. First, I use Gemini Deep Research to quickly learn about the main knowledge, different services supporting VIN searching. I also create very detailed first description about how I want the architecture design right here. You can read more in the design documents about how to make this form. And after the document design doc, the form, I instruct the AI to generate a test suite for me to review the behavior. And after I confirm it, I will trigger the AI agent to start building the module. And every back and forth conversation, the AI should rerun a test to make sure all the test case passes. Uh, and about what I learned from this assessment is I think you should always review and evaluate the AI agent most carefully and give a good instruction to make it better. Also, I learned how to integrate the observability module to the service and show the metric and logs in the open source tool like Grafana or Kibana. And also, I learned how different backend services interact with each other and the use of the correlation ID in distributed JSON. So I think that's all about how I design and implement this scenario. Thank you for listening. You can review more detail about how about my README and system design doc in my source code. Thank you.